For a billion years, Earth slept, a vast, quiet world, its surface locked in an endless crimson dream. Yet, beneath the calm, a silent revolution began. Cells merged, not to consume, but to cooperate. One captured energy, another, the sun's very light. From this microscopic alliance, all complexity bloomed. The quiet Earth was simply preparing for us. 700 million years ago, our planet faced a critical test. A cold snap began. But this was no ordinary winter. As white ice covered the dark ocean, it reflected the sun's heat. More reflection meant more cold. More cold meant more ice, a runaway feedback loop, a planet succumbing to its own reflection. The Earth became a tomb of ice, kilometers thick, a snowball planet silent for millions of years. But was it truly dead, or did life hold on? In the slush and the shadows? The planet's escape came from within. Earth's molten heart did not freeze. Volcanoes tore through the ice, pumping the atmosphere full of carbon dioxide. For millions of years, this gas accumulated. With the ocean sealed by ice, there was nowhere for it to go. A greenhouse layer was being built, molecule by molecule, setting a planetary time bomb, and then the tipping point, a runaway greenhouse effect. The thaw was as violent as the freeze. In a geological instant, the world melted. From its icy tomb, the blue planet was violently reborn, alive, and ready for a new explosion of evolution. After the Great Thaw, the world was reborn. Its oceans, supercharged with minerals, became a vast, fertile cradle, waiting. And in the shallows, life took a new form. Not microscopic, but large, quilted frond-like, the first tentative giants. This was the Ediacaran, an alien garden of silent, passive life. No mouths, no eyes. Nature's first, strange blueprint for an animal kingdom. But this passive world was already doomed. In the sediment, a new strategy was emerging: movement, the quiet prelude to an explosion. Life's silent era ended. In the Cambrian seas, the explosion ignited. Suddenly, there were eyes, armor, and the hunt had begun. A new frontier waited. Plants conquered the rock, followed by the first vertebrate steps on land. A green world, poised before the great dying. For eons, Earth's continents lay silent, desolate, a canvas awaiting life's boldest expansion. Then green appeared. Tiny, tenacious plants and fungi began the impossible task, forging soil, breathing life into the rock. And from the waters, the first pioneers crawled, armored arthropods testing the untamed land. But the true conquest began with a fin, a bony, powerful fin that yearned for solid ground. Evolving into the first limb, the land exploded. Towering forests locked away carbon, supercharging the air. And in their shadows, a revolutionary egg birthed true independence. Earth's next great chapter. 252 million years ago, a continent bled fire. Siberia erupted, unleashing an inferno that poisoned the sky and the world. Acid rain scorched land, oceans turned to boiling, oxygen-free graves. 95% of life perished. The Great Dying, a near-silent planet. An evolutionary slate wiped clean. From this desolate canvas, who would inherit the empty world? From the ashes of the Great Dying, Earth healed. A new lineage of survivors. The reptiles took their first steps. They would not stay small. They would inherit the planet, becoming giants in an age of awe and terror. The age of dinosaurs had begun. After the Great Dying, the world was one, Pangaea, a vast arid land where tough survivors, the archosaurs, began their reign. But a new design appeared, the first dinosaurs. They were not rulers. For millions of years they were small, living in the shadows of greater giants. Then, the planet burned again, a new extinction that cleared the board. For the adaptable dinosaur, this was not an end, it was an inheritance. Pangea shattered. Continents drifted, carving new oceans, shaping new climates. Life's isolation would spark new forms. In the Jurassic, the world grew lush, and here the titans rose. Sauropods, the largest land animals ever, peacefully defining an age. The Cretaceous brought their peak. Horns, armor, and ultimate predators. A final fierce flourish before an unimaginable silence. In the age of dinosaurs, to be small was to live in the shadow of constant crushing terror. But in the darkness, a new strategy. Our ancestors, warm-blooded, swift, hidden, waiting for their turn, and in the canopy, a reptile's leap. Feathers, but claws, teeth. But the first revolutionary whisper of flight. 66 million years ago, a cosmic bullet, 10 kilometers wide, struck our world. The impact, a planet-searing flash, ripping through oceans and rock. Thousands of miles away, the sky rained fire. Forests ignited. Coasts vanished under tsunamis. The world burned. Then came the dark. A global winter, blotting out the sun. The food chain collapsed. And the kings of the earth roared their last. But not all perished. From the ashes of giants, a new heir emerged. Small, hidden, waiting for the dawn of a new age.
Seriously, every comment helps start a conversation. Every like helps the video reach new people. And every subscription means you'll be the first to see what's next.
From a planet of ash, a new green world bloomed. The age of giants was over. A silent stage was set. Our ancestors stepped into the sun. They rapidly diversified, becoming hunters, grazers, and thinkers. The age of mammals had dawned. From a planet of ash, a new world bloomed. Flowering plants and vast grasslands reclaimed the continents. In this quiet green dawn, our ancestors, the survivors, stepped out of the shadows. They no longer lived in fear. They looked out at a world, an entire planet, emptied of its giant rulers, an ecological vacuum, waiting. What followed was the greatest land grab in Earth's history, an explosion of mammalian evolution. Life raced to fill the void. Ancestral horses claimed the forests. Giants like the titanothers rose to rule the plains. New predator-prey dynamics were forged in tooth and claw, as the saber-tooth perfected the hunt. And in the high canopy, a new intelligence was stirring. Hands learning to grasp, brains adapting to a three-dimensional, fruit-filled world. But the land was not enough. Some mammals returned to the ocean, evolving into new apex predators, terrifying serpentine whales. And as twilight fell, another group took command of the domain left by the pterosaurs. Mammals had finally conquered the sky. From the shadows, they had risen to rule every corner of the planet. The age of mammals had truly begun. After the giants fell, a small, nimble ancestor thrived in the new canopy. Large eyes, grasping hands, life in the shadows. But climates changed, forests shrank. One ancestor took a terrifying step onto the open savanna, rising. On two legs, bipedalism freed the hands. Tools emerged. Fire was tamed. A spark ignited. Minds began to shape their world. With complex thought came restless curiosity. 70,000 years ago, from Africa's edge, our ancestors gazed out and began the impossible journey to inherit the entire planet. For 2 million years, Earth breathed. Driven by a cosmic wobble, vast ice sheets advanced, then retreated. A relentless pulse of ice. At the peak of the freeze, the oceans were imprisoned. Sea levels plummeted, exposing a new continent. A bridge between two worlds. And across this frozen bridge, driven by an ancient impulse, our ancestors walked. following the great herds into an unknown new world. Then 11,700 years ago, the pulse stopped, the ice retreated, and our world stabilized. In this singular quiet window, agriculture was born, cities rose. All of recorded history exists only within this brief, precious breath of warmth.
Seriously, every comment helps start a conversation. Every like helps the video reach new people. And every subscription means you'll be the first to see what's next. I appreciate all of you. See you in the next one.